Hey, Sir Salad here. So I decided to do a Dagger vid, like tips and tricks, because I decided to play it all throughout World Tour. Got Emerald 1 rank, I think like 280 something in the world on World Tour right now. Probably gonna go up, because I'm not so much on the grind anymore. But nonetheless, I'd like to share with you guys, everything that I learned on Dagger. Because it's fun, it's a rewarding gameplay, but super tricky, and it's gonna take a lot of practice. So to start, the Dagger has two types of attacks, right? We have our normal slash attack, 3 hits to a light, and then we have our charged backstab attack, which will one-shot mediums and lights from behind, and it does 320 damage, so it leaves heavies at 30 health, which can easily be fixed with just a quick melee and another slash. That's all it takes to kill a heavy. So you basically have the fastest TTK in the game if you can manage to hit these backstabs correctly. And that's where I think one of the most important techs for Dagger comes in is the dash. Like, dash is a must-have. You would think you'd want to use cloak, so that way you could sneak behind your opponent and get that backstab, right? Well, cloak can be easy to spot. I can't tell you how many times I've been spotted and I've been shot, and I guarantee if you're a light main and you run cloak, like, it's annoying. Sometimes they just know. There's no escaping it. And cloak just, there's no way to escape, there's no way to get anywhere or do anything. You're just stuck, and you have to hope that you lose them in like a building or something, or break line of sight and you manage to lose them. So dash is really important in that aspect, but also you can dash past, flick, and get that backstab. They don't even have time to react. You have to do it right. Like, see, I just messed up. But, like, eventually you can get to the point where you can, if you can consistently hit this backstab, and sometimes you can throw like here and here, get behind, just to throw off while they're shooting. But what I like to do, this is where my loadout comes into play, actually. Goo nade. So say I'm being shot at by this light.
Spotted an enemy.
Like, oh no, I don't have any cover. Well, I have goo right here. I'll vanish bomb, and I'll wait for him to push. He's either gonna come up top or he's gonna come around either side. So I'm gonna crouch down and wait. Depending on what he does, I can just dash past and get that backstab. It's super important to always break line of sight, to keep your enemy guessing where you're coming from, and kind of just keep them guessing. It's all about kind of just knowing, kind of like manipulating your enemy almost. I can't tell you how many times I've just like dashed forward then dashed back and got the backstab because they're looking at where I was. Crazy charges, man. You can just do little things like that, and kind of that intuition kind of comes with playing Dagger a lot. You will be able to like realize you can go like boom, 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 dash, 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 and get that backstab, and it confuses the enemy. You want them, you want to try and control where they're looking and what they see, because if you can do that well, then you can consistently get those backstabs. And then, like I said, the loadout, I believe Goo, Vanish, and Gateway are, they're not essential. I mean, if you find something that works for you, go ahead and use it, but I recommend these to start. Really good for survivability, mobility, and just keeping you, like I said, alive, because as Dagger, you have no way to close the gap. You have to be behind your enemy to get that instant kill, and really the lights are the only people you are going to be able to kill fast with your normal attack. If you hit 2 normals and then a quick melee, that'll just kill a light. So if you fail your backstab, hit one more time and a quick melee and they're dead. I can't tell you how many times that saved my life. And then lastly, gateway. I mean, obviously, I can dash up to there, but then I won't have my dashes to attack or to escape. So gateway's really good to just toss that up and high, and then just land here, and then boom, I have my dash, so I'm able to get that backstab on that enemy. But if I were to have used all my dashes to get up there, I don't even think I can get up there with all 3 dashes. Then I wouldn't have been able to, I would have just been stuck there. I'd have had to wait for one to recharge. And that just kind of leaves me as a sit and duck. You have to use your dashes wisely. You don't really want to use them as mobility so much. Kind of just one here and there. You can't just be wasting your dashes. They're super essential. The only time you should be using all 3 dashes in quick succession is to escape, because your survivability is important. You can't do anything for your team if you're dead, right? You want to survive. You want to be in a position to get those backstabs. So now that that's out of the way, grenade, also really important. Breaking line of sight. Like I was talking about earlier, you want to control what your opponent sees. If they don't see you, that gives you an advantage in every way, because you can kind of guess where they're at. I threw that grenade down, so I know he's either gonna fall back or push. And if he pushes, that immediately gives me the advantage to set up for a backstab up here, or on the other side. I know there's only 2 ways for him to push. That immediately limits it. You don't really want to push him. Sometimes I like to use gateway offensively. Say there I'm stuck in a hallway or something. This medium's right there holding me down. You'd be surprised how many times I've just done something like this, and they don't notice the gateway I just tossed like right over their face. I wouldn't bet on it, so most of the time I'll toss the gateway cloak and then go through just in case. But they never seem to notice me come through that gateway or that gateway going over their head. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's just hard to see or what. I've never really had gateways thrown at me, but it works. I've had it work a couple of times. Alright, so now I'd like to talk about positioning. Positioning is super important. You always want to be on the move. Always. You want to see the enemy as much as possible and have them see you as little as possible. So you always want to stay in the peripheral vision of your opponent, because that means they have to, 1, turn to you, which gives them less reaction time, and then 2, they might not even see you. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a gunfight. I've just thrown a vanish bomb, charged my my backstab, and just stood still. Because it is much harder to see a light when they're standing still, and they'll just walk past me, and I'll just doink them as they walk past. They'll shoot all around. Sometimes they get a lucky hit, but I swear by it. I swear by it. If you're in a gunfight and you're in a tight spot, break line of sight real quick, just cloak and like scoot somewhere, and then just stand still, and they will just run past you, or they'll just start spraying randomly because they hear the vanish, but they have no clue where you are. That immediately gives you an advantage. And say he's like standing right there, and I just came out, or I'm about to run out of cloak. Boom, he's dead. He has no clue I'm gonna be there. Just like that, he's dead. He has no time to react, no nothing. So you just always want to keep the advantage in your favor. Another good thing to do is to toss gateways on cash outs. So let's say there's a cash out right there. They start stealing. I'm off like trying to deal with some guy running around, whatnot. I get the kill. Oh no, my team's dead. They're stealing right now. Charge it. Boom. That guy's not stealing anymore. He's dead. I run away. I just get that backstab and I dip out, because my goal is to keep them off that cash out and to survive long enough for my team to coin or for me to res them. That is your goal in that situation. You are not a big fighter. You are not going for team wipes. You're going for like picks, to say the least. Your goal is to lighten the load for your team, essentially. You can get high kills. kill games with Dagger, but it will be difficult. I will tell you now, this game or this play style takes a lot of patience and a lot of practice. I had to use it all season, and like I was brand new. I hadn't touched Dagger before this season, and I just got really good with it because I just stuck with it and kind of. It was brutal. Let me tell you, it was brutal. I would always get greedy. I'd always take engagements I shouldn't have taken. I still do. I'll be like, oh, I can take that light, and then he dashes away, and I'm just stuck sitting here looking like an idiot because I wasted all my dashes for the light who also dashed away. He has a gun. I don't. I lose that engagement 100% of the time. My only hope is to toss the goo down and just run for my life. That's the only way I'm going to survive that. Hopefully my team's there to back me up. Yada yada yada. You know, you just don't want to get greedy with this play style with Dagger, especially. And like going back to what I said, you are just like picking off. Occasionally you will get teams who are like incredibly unaware, and you'll get one of them and they'll be like all grouped up and you can get a couple backstabs off. But once one or two realize what's going on and they turn to start shooting at you, you just gotta back out. Your team can easily clean up because that immediately makes it a 3v1, and that's what essentially Dagger is for, in my opinion. It is to, you have to play it with in sync with your team, because this is a team-focused game, right? So it makes it so much easier for my team if they only have to fight two or one opponents versus the full three. And Dagger is really good at just quickly removing opponent and adjusting the odds in your team's favor. I know it's kind of contradictory because you have to move all over, but like move around your team. So if my team's like anchored in this room or something, I am playing around them, so I can always dash into support, or you know, to get cover from them, to have them support me, to take the enemy's attention while I backstab. Like, your goal is to be like a sneaky little rat that's always around your team. It's never good to go alone as Dagger, because you may get a backstab, but then his two teammates are just gonna immediately take you out, especially heavies with those lock bolts. If you get lock bolted in your Dagger, you're essentially cooked. There is no escaping lock bolt. I think it takes like 3 or 4 Dagger swipes to break, and you just have to sit there breaking it, hoping you don't die. Like, there's just no escaping that. But other than that, the only other real tip I have is to just play it a lot. See what works for you with your loadout. I mean, hey, I really think this loadout is useful, but if you find something that you think just works for you, go ahead and use it. You know, it's whatever you enjoy using. You don't have to be stuck on my loadout because it's the best loadout. It's whatever works for you. Let's be real. And like I said, I recommend Dash just for that backstab tech and the mobility and the escapability, I guess would be the word of Dash. But like, hey, I've seen Daggers play really well with grapple, and I've seen Daggers play well with cloak. If it works, it works. But I find that Dash is just more useful in more situations. Ignore that voice crack, sorry. So, I mean, other than that, like I said, just play it a lot. If you really want to get good with Dagger, it's going to take time and effort and lots of practice. And, you know, if you do enjoy this, please like and sub. I don't know, I just started trying to do YouTube videos, thought it would be cool to try it out. Let me know what you guys think, or if you think I missed something or I need to add something, please do. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this, especially, 'cause I love Dagger. I think it's so rewarding, especially when you do well with it. But like I said, it is just such a difficult play style and a different weapon than especially from all the others, you know? So, you know, thanks for sticking out the video. Thanks for watching the end. You know, I really appreciate it. You have a good one. Peace out, man.